Imagine having absolute power, no transparency, and billions of dollars at your disposal. What would you do with that kind of money? Some dictators have already answered that question in ways that shock the world. From the skies above the Black Sea, where drone footage revealed a sprawling palace carved into the cliffs, to the Italian marina, where a $700 million super yacht quietly docked, the shopping list of authoritarian leaders looks less like necessity and more like fantasy. In North Korea, a green armored train carries Kim Jong-un like a character out of a Cold War thriller, while in Paris, investigators seized a luxury mansion on Avenue Foch that once belonged to Theodorin Obiang, the son of Equatorial Guinea's dictator. Meanwhile, in London, skyscrapers worth hundreds of millions are linked to the Aliyev family of Azerbaijan, quietly turning the city into their safe deposit box. Private palaces, mega yachts hidden behind shell companies, armored trains with encrypted war rooms. Tonight, on Billionaire Secrets, we reveal how modern dictators spend their secret billions and the paper trails they desperately want to keep hidden. Vladimir Putin, palaces, yachts, and a secret train. When it comes to Vladimir Putin, few leaders symbolize the hidden luxury lifestyle of modern dictators more than him. Perhaps the most famous example is the so-called Putin's Palace on Russia's Black Sea coast, revealed to the world by Alexei Navalny's Anti-Corruption Foundation. This immense complex, reportedly costing around $1 billion, includes a private church, an underground ice rink, secret tunnels, and even an aqua disco. From the outside, it appears as a fortress of opulence carved into the cliffs, but what shocked many was the level of secrecy around it. The Kremlin denied that Putin owns the property, yet contractors, leaked documents, and investigative reporting strongly suggest that it was built for his personal use. Putin's wealth also floats at sea. The Scheherazade, a 140-meter super yacht worth an estimated $700 million, was seized by Italian authorities in 2022. Its ownership is hidden behind shell companies, but multiple crew members hinted that the vessel was maintained for a high-ranking Russian. Another yacht, the Graceful, sometimes called the Killer Whale, is a slightly smaller vessel valued at more than $100 million. Just before Russia's invasion of Ukraine, it mysteriously slipped out of a German shipyard where it had been undergoing a $32 million refit, avoiding possible seizure. And then there is the train. Reports by investigative outlets like Proact and the Moscow Times revealed that Putin has increasingly abandoned planes for a luxurious armored train. This secretive mode of travel uses hidden railway lines that connect directly to presidential residences. Designed for maximum security and minimal detection, the train is fitted with reinforced armor, high-tech communications, and even escape routes. Symbolically, it reflects Putin's obsession with control and secrecy, a leader who insists on appearing modest while traveling inside a moving fortress across the Russian countryside. Kim Jong-un. Armored trains, secret compounds, and smuggled limos. In North Korea, Kim Jong-un presides over one of the poorest nations on Earth, but his personal lifestyle tells a very different story. The most iconic symbol of his power is not a plane or a mansion, it is a train. Long, heavy, and painted green, Kim's armored convoy crawls across the country and into neighboring China and Russia at speeds sometimes as low as 30 miles per hour. Inside, according to Reuters, the train is fitted with satellite communications, gourmet dining, and plush interiors. It has carried Kim to meetings in Beijing, Vladivostok, and even summits with Donald Trump, projecting both security and spectacle. Beyond the tracks, satellite imagery has revealed seaside compounds that could rival the luxury villas of any Mediterranean billionaire. At his Wonsan estate, researchers from 38 North and ABC News have tracked unusual activity, including yachts and leisure boats docked near private beaches and islands. These compounds show how Kim transforms isolated stretches of coast into playgrounds for himself and his inner circle, even while his citizens face food shortages. And then there are the limousines. Despite United Nations sanctions that ban luxury imports, armored Mercedes Maybach sedans somehow appeared in Kim's motorcade. Investigators later pieced together a smuggling trail that began in the Netherlands and wound through China, South Korea, and Russia, before finally arriving in Pyongyang. These limos are more than cars. They are symbols of defiance, proof that Kim can bend global restrictions to his will. For a regime built on secrecy and symbolism, every vehicle, villa, and yacht is carefully chosen to reinforce the image of untouchable power. Theodorin Obiang, mansions, supercars, and a seized yacht. Theodorin Obiang, the son of Equatorial Guinea's president and vice president of the country, has become infamous as a case study in corruption and excess. His spending habits turned him into a symbol of what human rights groups call ill-gotten gains. On Paris's elite Avenue Foch, he owned a mansion filled with priceless art, high-end furniture, and luxury cars. In 2017, French courts convicted him of embezzlement, giving him a suspended prison sentence and ordering the seizure of millions in assets. The conviction was later upheld, and as of 2025, disputes over the property have even reached the International Court of Justice. But France was not the only country to act. In Switzerland, authorities once seized his $100 million super yacht, along with a fleet of 25 high-end cars. The United States Department of Justice also pursued forfeitures against his properties, pointing to a consistent pattern of luxury purchases funded by public money. Auction footage from these seizures has gone viral, showing rows of gleaming Bugattis, Ferraris, and Lamborghinis lined up like a billionaire's showroom. For Obiang, these possessions were more than luxuries. They were a way to project untouchable status both at home and abroad. The Aliyev family, London's hidden empire. While palaces and yachts dominate the headlines, some dictators prefer to hide their fortunes in real estate. The Aliyev family of Azerbaijan offers one of the clearest examples. According to the Pandora Papers and investigations by OCCRP, the family has secretly built a property empire in London worth nearly $700 million. These assets include luxury apartments near Hyde Park, office towers in Canary Wharf, and discrete properties across the city. What makes this story particularly striking is how these purchases were made. Offshore trusts and shell companies were used to conceal the true beneficiaries, leaving the properties technically owned by faceless corporations. In reality, investigators linked them to the ruling family. The Aliyev empire shows how global financial centers like London can become vaults for authoritarian wealth. For ordinary Londoners struggling with skyrocketing housing costs, the idea that half-empty luxury towers serve as safe deposit boxes for foreign elites is not just an economic issue, it's a moral one. Rapid mentions: Lukashenko and Berdymukhametov. Not all dictators make headlines with billion-dollar yachts or international court cases, but their indulgences are still worth noting. In Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko has long presented himself as a man of the people. Yet opposition media and documentaries produced by Nexta and Radio Free Europe have accused him of secretly living in luxury. These reports feature claims of villas, expensive cars, and hunting retreats, always denied by the government, but widely discussed among Belarusians. Meanwhile, in Turkmenistan, former President Gurbanguly Berdymukhametov went beyond palaces and personal luxuries. He built an entire city named after himself. Arkadag, which translates to protector, is estimated to have cost around $5 billion. France 24 and Quartz reported on the project as a vanity mega construction, gleaming boulevards and government buildings meant to glorify the leader more than serve the public. While other dictators splurge on yachts, Berdymukhametov built a city-sized monument to his ego. So why does all of this matter? Because palaces, yachts, trains, and towers are not just luxuries, they are political tools. For dictators, these assets project power, buy loyalty among elites, and reinforce an image of untouchability. They show that the leader is above the rules, beyond accountability, and capable of enjoying wealth that ordinary citizens can barely imagine. But thanks to investigators, journalists, and organizations like OCCRP and the ICIJ, many of these secrets have been dragged into the light. What was once hidden behind shell companies and secret trusts is now part of the public record. And with each revelation, the world is reminded of a simple truth. Authoritarians love two things: secrecy and spectacle. Our job is to pierce the first, so the world can see the second for what it really is. That was today's deep dive into the secret shopping lists of the world's most powerful dictators. From cliffside palaces to billion-dollar yachts, from armored trains to hidden real estate empires, we've seen how unchecked power turns into unchecked luxury. These stories aren't just about extravagance, they're about what happens when national wealth becomes private treasure, and when secrecy becomes a weapon of control. If you found this investigation eye-opening, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with a friend who loves uncovering hidden truths, and subscribe to Billionaire Secrets for more exposés on the lifestyles of the world's most powerful. Your support helps us bring sunlight to the shadows, one story at a time. Stay tuned, because in our next episode we're exposing another empire of wealth and influence that's hiding in plain sight. Until then, keep questioning what they don't want you to see.